first shoe we're gonna talk about has a flat sole. It has, it's aerated, it's comfortable, and you can do pretty much anything with it, and that's this one. Oh. All jokes aside, welcome to Vintage Genetics, where it is all about classic bodybuilding. Yes, it is. Alright, let's talk about shoes. I will be showing you my shoes that I use for various lifting days, because I do think it is important that, for example, on leg day during certain exercises you use different shoes if you're serious about making maximum muscle and strength gains. Now, the reason why I even thought of getting other shoes for leg day is because I always had to use this little platform under my heels to have an elevated heel so I can go deeper, because my ankles aren't as flexible because I'm tall, or some people just don't have flexible ankles at all. But I was also watching a Tom Platz video in which he said that a shoe with elevated heels is important. So let's take a look. Okay, so let me show you the first pair of shoes that are probably the most special ones that I have. And those are these. As you can see, they have an elevated heel and they are rock solid. And they need to be rock solid because some people use Nike Air Max, which has a compressible sole because of the air pockets in there. Really is a risk when doing squats and hack squats because you're not stable. The sole is really springing up and down as you're doing the movement, so you're losing some strength. So the range of motion is really limited in there, and the balancing factors are off. With this shoe, however, you don't have that. Now I gotta say, it's Adidas, so that means it was quite expensive, but I've been lifting for 8 years now, and I knew exactly that these shoes were a very nice addition to the collection, because on leg day I always, as I said, use that little platform, but I don't have to anymore, because these shoes help me squat below parallel, and I'm around 6'2", 6'3", and that means I'm pretty tall, and for a tall person, at least what I've experienced and seen other people do, is difficult to get below parallel, but with these shoes you can. And there's another nice addition to this, it's this thing right here. It allows you, if you press it in and then turn it, as you can see, it tightens up. So when you wear it, you really tighten it up maximally, and then you're very tight in the shoe, which is also one of the things that Tom Platz said that is very important during squats. You've got to be very stable. No movement of the foot in the shoe, has to be very rigid. And when you're done, you just pop it out and it's free again. So that's a very nice addition to this shoe, and they're comfortable and they work perfectly. Alright, the second shoes, and you've seen me wear it a couple of times, the Rider Wears. Now these are pretty awesome, a very flat, flexible sole. This one is also great for leg day. This is perfect for hack squats, leg presses, lunges. You cannot really do lunges with those other shoes because of the elevated heel. You want to have full control of your steps, of your balance, of everything. You want to be as natural as possible. So using a flexible sole is very much needed on leg day. Now, I understand that some people don't feel like taking 2 pairs of shoes with them to the gym, but if you're really serious about your gains, you will. Unless you're flexible enough as it is. And these shoes are always very beneficial because there's also, for example, these Converse shoes, and a lot of people take shoes like this to the gym because they also have a flat sole, but the thing is, it's thicker. Comparison, it's a lot thicker sole. And the difference is, when you have a thicker sole, when you do calves, you really don't have this flexibility and you don't utilize the full range of motion. And I do believe that is the reason that a lot of people don't really have good calves. It's because their feet are basically stuck in the shoe. There's no flexibility, so the calf is not being utilized in the full range of motion. So you cannot even do this, for example, to go up, and you can't go all the way down. It just literally is very rigid here, and it stops. And when you go up, it's also very rigid to do that. So the range of motion is limited. So if you do calves, get shoes like this. These are Rider Wear's G4's Raptors. If you're in the Netherlands, you can get them at bodyandfashionstore.nl. So these are the shoes I'm wearing right now. These are everyday shoes, also for going to the gym, going to school, walking outside. They're very comfortable. They're leather. They're watertight, and they're fashionable all at the same time. So yeah, these are perfect shoes, but I don't do calves with these because first of all, they're not very flexible, and I don't want to damage them, because a lot of shoes when you do calves have damage right here from the flexion of the toes right there. I don't want that to happen, so these shoes will be kept safe. And last but certainly not least, these Nike shoes. Also very flexible, but the difference here is that this fabric here is very soft, and the inside is also a little bit soft, and this is perfect for walking, running. They actually are running shoes, but you can use them for walking as well. I've always had troubles with shoes if I walk more than half an hour outside repeatedly, that I get blisters. These are the only shoes that I've ever had that don't give me blisters no matter how long I walk. I used to do walks, this was years ago, but walks of 20, 30 kilometers. And after a while you get blisters, and trust me, you don't get tired, but the feeling of the pain just makes you not want to continue. And that's what you want to prevent when you're doing cardio every single day for a competition, for cutting down. Personally, I like to do cardio in the morning, 30 to 45 minute walks, and then cardio on the treadmill sometimes. So combined, you really don't want blisters, so these shoes are perfect for that. They are called Nike Running Barefoot Free shoes. Yes. And these are basically, you can find them if you just look for Adidas weightlifting shoes. You pretty much get these right away. And the shoes that I'm wearing right now, the red ones, are the Nike Lunar Force Duck Boots, which are awesome as well. So that basically was a short and sweet explanation of the shoes that I used and the reasoning behind it, because there's simply too many people who do not realize that having different shoes may actually benefit them in the long run. Because with those shoes I feel much more stable with the elevated heel during squats. Sure, it's expensive, but to me it's worth it because I love doing squats and I don't want to have to put the platform under my heels every time, being unbalanced. I just want to be stable, rigid, and being able to go through the full range of motion without breaking my back or straining my ankles. So yes, that is the reason why. And I'm going to do a Q&A very soon, so if you have questions, please ask them down below so you have a chance to be included in the new Q&A. And I have another small announcement, is that I'm thinking of starting a Dutch vintage genetics channel. So for the Dutch viewers, are you interested in that? Then please tell me as well, because sometimes in Dutch it's easier for me to explain things. Sometimes it's even like you have a different personality in a different language because you know certain words, you know certain phrases, certain ways to say things, because Dutch is still my mother, my native language. So yes, I'm thinking about starting up a channel like that because there are a lot of famous Dutch YouTube channels, and who knows, I may have a successful channel in Dutch as well. And that won't mean that I will do less videos on the English vintage genetics. No. The video uploading will be exactly the same, if not more, because I want to spend and dedicate more time to this, because I really want to make this my future. in combination with doing competitions, bodybuilding, and other things. And by the way, because a lot of people asked, I will be at the FIBO, the exact date, because the FIBO is 4 days, I will tell you. I will probably be at a stand somewhere, and if not, I will be walking through the audience and the expo entirely. So yes, I will be there. So don't forget to ask me those questions, and don't forget to stay golden.
Yes?